Okay, Marco, the B2B business that Pinnacle do, can you explain to us a bit more about that?
Yeah, so it's been a great focus of us over the last years. The idea was or is that what Pinnacle does very, very well is good risk management. And we figured there might be appetite in the market for other people to basically utilize our risk management on top of their brand. I mean, there's many, many good people who are very good at branding and marketing and building like a great user experience, but what they really need is good risk management. So we built two very, very popular products in the market. One is an iframe product where people can basically plug and play an iframe into the website and have everything ready in a few weeks. It's a great product, has taken, it's quite popular in Asia, and like, people really like it, a great product. And the other is an API-driven product and a managed trading service. So it's a fully risk-managed trading service API. You plug it into your existing system, and we take care of all the risk management for you, and you run your brand on top of us. And it has been successful. We have produced great numbers for the people who have taken it. So it's something I'm very, very proud of, that the team has built overall, and it's something that we're going to put a lot of effort in. The big hook for it is actually eSports. And the reason being is many people have a good tennis product, they have a good football product. What nobody really has is a good eSports product. So we've taken probably the best eSports product in the industry, made it available through the B2B, and that is really the kicker. People love having a good B2B product. People who work, if you think about board members from a company where esports has not taken on, but they heard the same thing that you heard, it's the next big thing, they want it for their brand, but they don't really want to risk a lot of money. How do you do it? Well, you come to us, you integrate us, and you know you're in good hands. And the way that we treat you is very, very simple. You can treat our product almost like a casino product because we can guarantee you a profit on every turnover dollar generated or turnover GBP generated, which makes it very, very easy. You can now think, okay, if I give you if I have to spend £1,000 to acquire some clients with free bets or bonus or whatever it is, now Pinnacle has given me a guaranteed return, which is fantastic for me. So we really had good success with it. Esports is the next big thing. For some people it might be the next big thing in 2025. For us it has been the next big thing in 2016. We started doing esports in 2011. So I'm on a 10-year esports journey, and I've just been to a panel that says it's 2022 the year of the esports. And I had to say, well, I think it was 2016 maybe for me. Because esports has been growing for us for over a decade. So we started very, very small. We didn't start because we thought it was the next big thing. It's not because we're a super forecaster. It's because we're esports players. And we just thought, it might be fun to put up some lines. Maybe somebody will bet it. And now it became such a big part of the Pinnacle DNA. I mean, I think even our CEO, Paris Smith, has spoken at more esports panels than any other panels by now. And it's not because she's not highly qualified to speak at the other panels. It's because it's so unique to have a bookmaker that does esports well, that she's such a highly thought of a speaker.
I suppose that one of the byproducts of lockdowns all around the world is that a lot more people playing these games.
It was phenomenal. I mean, the lockdown in many, many ways, how bad it was for everybody else. For esports in particular, it was amazing. I mean, not only did we have the luxury of having every single trader focus on esports in Pinnacle, because that's the only thing that we could do, it was also fun to see so many people joining the esports craze. People who have never placed a single esports wager in their life suddenly started betting esports, and many of them stuck to it. So you have people who now that's actually a nice game to watch. It's good action, 24/7 games, no breaks. People play during the week. Lots of tournaments. So it's really a fun betting game.
And it must be potential to be one of the biggest spectator sports ever.
It's unbelievable. I mean, here in exactly 2 days, on the 7th of October 2021, the biggest esports tournament of the world is starting, and I think the prize pool is going to be $40 million. $40 million for an esports tournament. So it's probably unbelievable that the winning team is going to take home more than a Grand Slam winner.
So where is the hotbed of esports at the moment?
There's several. So you have Scandinavia. Scandinavia has been traditionally very, very strong. From Scandinavia, you go into the CIS region. Very, very interested. And then Asia, right? So Korea famously was ahead of the esports curve by 15, 20 years. I mean, they had esports on mainstream TV at the end of the 90s. It's the countries who adopted the internet very, very early and had high-speed internet, because that's a requirement for esports. And that's also the reason that it's increasing now that mobile phones are at the verge of becoming 5G, but we're in the 4G era. That means a lot of the esports is actually played on the mobile phone. High-speed internet is now a commodity. You have almost permitted it in every corner of the world. And so you have content accessible to you that you can either consume or actively participate in, which compared to traditional sports, right, it's very, very hard to play basketball right here, right now. We can't, but we can play esports right here, right now.
And is it an easy sport to data mine because it's all online? And
well, in theory, it's the best sport for data mining that ever existed, right? Because you have no ambiguity. You have no referee calls. You have no wrong decisions. Everything is computer generated, so you in theory, you have 100% accurate data all the time, which is quite fascinating when you come from traditional sports where the empires play a big role.
And would the is it volume of small bets or
it's a mix. So you have a lot of tournaments with small bets. The international, the tournament that's starting in 2 days with 40 million. We are expecting to punt right now. You can bet the outright, so the winner of the tournament. I think our limits are now £5,000 or $5,000. And that's quite substantial for an esports tournament. We expect the games to be trading in the 10 to 20,000 level, which is that's the level of Bundesliga games or Serie A games. That's some serious money that you can put down. Smaller tournaments might even trade for as low as $100. So you have a huge range of tournaments in esports.
And I suppose it's totally live wherever you watch it.
Yes. So everything.
So there's no worries about in-running betting, and that's.
No, so I mean, we offer everything live, so there's complete live betting. You have many good sites that would stream it. I mean, YouTube Live, Twitch. Those would be the traditional sites where you can watch all the games.
Okay, there you're going to talk about super forecasters again. Have anybody super forecasted what's over the horizon?
For the next esports?
Well, not necessarily esports, just the next phenomenon you'll be betting on.
It's interesting. I don't know what the next phenomenon is. I mean, I haven't seen a sport that has kept the audience like imagination. Like people like drone racing. I don't know about it, but I think it's quite enjoyable to watch. But it's hard to understand where the skill is in. It might fall in the same pitfall that Formula One is in, with a big audience but no betting. Formula One is very notorious, like lots of interest, lots of advertisement. Even the TVs have it, but you have almost no betting on it. That's one thing. I don't know what's coming next. I actually don't know of a new sport. You had this attempt on what is it called 3-on-3 basketball now in the Olympics. Didn't quite pan out. Nobody was really that interested. So I don't know what the next format is going to be.
Okay, and just going back to a lot of low-grade stuff you bet on. There's been talk in the past, particularly tennis matches, where there's been presumed skullduggery. I mean, is that not a big risk, or would the red lights flash quite quickly?
They would flash quite quickly, but it is a big risk. I'm not trying to gloss over that. It's just a reality. If you have a low level tournament with a low payout, right? Maybe a tournament that pays out a few $1,000s, if at all, and you allow betting on it, right? Eventually, you can bet so much more than the players can make, which obviously means that there is some chance of something under the hand going on. We put a lot of effort into combating this, not because of altruism. It's not because we love the world so much. It's because it costs us money. And which I think is the best motivator, and should also make people aware that we actually care quite a lot about fixing it for our own pocket. We want safe games, we want safe sports. We don't want to pay these guys, these shady characters. We want them out of the sport. So the more that we can do to help with the regulators, with all the governing bodies of the sport. We've been working on it for such a long time, but so have many people. I mean, overall, the betting industry is trying to very, very actively fight this.
And one of the betting markets in recent years that you didn't need any skullduggery in, they're just colossal shocks of politics. How big a thing is politics for your betting? So
I've been publicly saying that the Trump defeat in the election was the biggest betting event in the history of Pinnacle. Politics is very polarizing in the sense like an event like the US presidential election is massive and everything else might be non-existent. We didn't offer Brexit betting markets because we don't operate in the UK. was a great betting market. And in hindsight, I'm kind of like ashamed that we didn't offer it. But politics, like a Trump versus Biden was just phenomenal election. So many opinions and so many people wanted to have a punt on it. It was incredible.
And is politics something that is big sort of betting all around the world? Would you offer markets in places you probably wouldn't?
No, so we literally only offer the US betting market. There's right now an election in France, which is quite interesting from a politics point of view, but there wouldn't be a big betting market around it.
And do you bet on, obviously it's very similar to sort of the stock market, do you bet on the sort of fluctuations on the...
No, it's actually not like many of these bets wouldn't be allowed, wouldn't be covered by the regulator, especially when you start betting on stocks, right? You're coming close to actually being a facilitator of stocks, you don't want to go there, so we've never touched that. Yeah,
so what would be one of the bigger markets that people may not expect would be big?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, eSports for sure. Well, we touched upon that. What would be a big? I don't know. I think everything else is kind of like people expect it to be. Esports is the big exception.
Cricket, tennis.
Well, cricket is massive in the world, but I would assume people expect it to be massive. I mean, if you look at Betfair or whatever that people are very familiar with, it's quite astonishing numbers that are written on Betfair.
Okay, so you're not short of markets to bet on. So.